I am joined now by Cameron Caldwell, one of our 16 contenders for the $3,000 Webcam Championship. Cameron, has it ever been pointed out that you are like two letters away from being Tamron Cardwell?
All the time. All the time. I've had people ask like, is that a meme? Is it a joke? Like, no, it's really my name.
You could definitely just start your own channel and just just take his logo just flip it just a tiny bit.
Just do the K and the C. No one would ever notice.
Yeah. Well, you qualified with Smiling Titan, right?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think it
You
was on Life though, so it was not a. It wasn't the bill.
right. It wasn't the Atlanta build, but you were one of the early adopters of Smiling, showing off its strength. But first off, how did you get into universes as a whole?
So, just been a card game player my whole life. Pretty much grew up in my local card shop. Walked in one day and they're like, check this out. It's Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, and this penny arcade box. And I was like, that's awesome. I'll learn any card game. So I sat and played it. Bought my first pack and pulled the Ryu Ultra Rare Hadoken, and was just like, this game's fantastic, and just never stopped playing.
Penny Arcade Box, wasn't that the first product?
Yep, 2006.
So you've really been with universes for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yep, got the first two, like the some of the sets of the starters when they released four at a time, way back in the day. I was still in
Nice.
middle school.
Do you still have most of your retro cards?
No, I gave a bunch of them away. A lot of them got lost throughout moves, throughout the years, and things like that. One of my buddies has almost every like retro character, including some of the ones like the Princess and the Pea and the Cheshire Cat. Although I don't, Cheshire Cat wasn't a character, but it's some of the ones that they ended up not even. I think there were like eight of them made.
Hmm. And then they never saw actual printing.
No, I think she was like busted. So they were just like, no, this isn't a good idea.
All right.
They got
And what
handed out
is
for
your
some Worlds event or something.
okay? Take your pick of any character, retro or current. Who's your favorite UVS character, and then your favorite attack?
Favorite UVS character is super hard to answer just ever because that just changes at all times.
Okay, give us your
I
favorite.
used to be a huge Gutsman player. Uh, he was terrible, but he was so much fun.
What was his
And
shtick?
then, so he puts cards, he adds a foundation to his card pool face down to give his attack with, I think it was printed difficulty or printed damage four or high. I think it was printed damage four or higher, plus three damage and stun two. And then I played the Kunoichi no Mai from King of Fighters that was spend a momentum, clear all cards from both card pools. After it resolves and both players draw cards equal to the number of cards that they cleared. So I just stuff like eight cards in my pool, draw eight, and then just do it again.
All right,
Uh,
kind of similar to the Devil Jin, but you were
yeah,
actually
it
clearing it. Yeah.
gives me some of those vibes. I think Devil Jin, if you use the 1/2 check now that we have that clears everything and gets 1/1 for everything cleared, can be crazy too.
They do share a symbol. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, they do share.
He gets
And
to
then your
do
favorite
some really
attack.
crazy things.
Yeah, and give us your favorite
Favorite
attack.
attack. That's man, that is. I've actually been thinking about that since I read the Discord post yesterday, and that is still like the hardest question. Is they are. I think my favorite attack right now, at least, is like Ravages of War, just because it's dumb.
Yeah, spoken like a true smiling player.
I tried really hard to play Smiling now with like the destructive, what is it? Attack Titan's destructive power, just everything that says destroy, so I can just outbuild and debuild your stage, and it's not quite working. But I really want to make Smiling Titan still like great.
Yeah, and then give us your hottest UVS take, something you truly believe, but everybody watching this will not believe.
I think if Bertolt 2 is allowed to exist, then we should unnerf Mikasa. Like
Okay. Okay. Do you
in
think
a world that Bertolt 2 is okay,
would you play Mikasa
okay,
if they brought her
then
back?
I think Mikasa. Honestly, no. I actually wanted to play her, so I was a little behind on all that. I was looking at her with just weapons, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then everyone's like, "No, look at all these things." So I didn't even see her as busted until like right before she got nerfed. I was like, "I don't see it. Why is everyone so mad about Mikasa?" And then someone showed me the build, and I was like, "Oh, that's disgusting."
Yeah. Yeah.
But now if like Bertolt 2 is okay, then maybe that other turn 2 aggro should be okay.
Yeah. That is one of the weak points of Bart. Well, if you're able, if Mikasa can put out 60 damage on turn 2, then that could be a check and balance. What's an IP that Universes should add?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal
It,
Alchemist.
one that I've wanted for years and years.
That's one that I
It's got a
always.
very easy cast to put in. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. That's one that I've always wanted to watch, but I haven't gotten around to watching yet.
So good. The original and Brotherhood are both fantastic watches. Very different from each other. The original is, I think they went ahead of the manga, so they turned the story into their own whole crazy thing. So then when Brotherhood
Hmm.
came out, it followed the manga, and it made a little more sense to me at least.
Is Brotherhood what you would recommend I watch if I watch one?
If you were only going to watch one, I would recommend Brotherhood. Hopefully, maybe you find Brotherhood good enough, and you're like, well, we'll see what the original was like and what kind of decisions they made for this.
Okay. But the original, like it's like it was like Game of Thrones. It went past the written material and then just collapsed.
Yeah, yeah. So like if you watch them both, you'll see the first like probably 5 to 10 episodes are really similar. They have a lot of the same stuff, and then it just changes, and you're like, oh, like the main antagonist is completely different between the two shows. It's not even the same like final bad guy.
Huh. All right. If you were to stop playing Universes and you've been playing since it came out, basically, what would cause you to stop?
Uh, I'd say if they stopped printing it, but even when it was between like companies, I still played the hell out of it. So probably nothing. I think one way or another, I'll still like always find a way to sit and play this game. Especially with TTS existing, now it's even easier.
Yeah, and like fans make fan made sets all the time. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah, like my friend George just created a MHA Final War, like 100 card set, fan made, and we were playing with it the other day. And it's actually pretty fun. Um,
that's
okay,
awesome.
give us the character that you're playing for the event or leaning towards playing, and then the character, if it's not yours, that you think will actually win the event.
So I'm super undecided on what to play. I've been testing a bunch of things that aren't even good. So like as I'm testing them, I'm going, well, this certainly isn't it. But I think right now I'm leaning toward Hanji too. She's pretty nutty even after Azure and Risky getting hit. Uh, I really don't want it to be that simple, but I feel like it's either going to be Ghidorah or Bert too.
Okay.
So like I'm hoping to make it pretty high up there, but I really feel like it's just going to be like a Bert two, and I don't want to play him again. I played him for the last webcam event, and he's not my
Oh,
style.
you played Bertolt too for the webcam.
Yeah, I went 3 and 2 and just nah. He does the thing, but I just didn't find him very fun to play.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, he's a five-hander, a very straightforward game plan. I don't know. I just have more fun playing seven-handers personally. So I'm more on your track with like play Hanji too, even post bans.
Yeah, my pet deck has been Zeke, but that boy's just nah. Unless maybe Critical Role brings some crazy backups, I don't think he's gonna be up there.
Yeah, his form transform should not have been a commit cost. Is my hot take.
Nah,
He takes a
it
little.
it leaves him a turn behind.
Yeah, he takes just a little too long. Well, perfect. I appreciate you joining. And if you want to root Cameron on in the Webcam Championship, the next Saturday it's going to be streamed on Tamron Cardwell's Twitch. And you can catch all the action starting at 10 a.m. Central Time. Cameron, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.